So when you think about seniors, how would you describe the senior class?
I feel like they're all just different personalities.
I mean, this is really cliche, but I'd say like they're like a family. I mean, I've known them all for, I guess, going on almost 3 years now. And it's crazy to think that they're all gonna be gone after this fall.
Like, this is our family. And it's sad to think that we have such limited time here, but like you were saying, the soccer memories will fade. And it's more about the relationships that we make.
Should we start with Dickey?
Yeah. Just thought about her dancing. Oh God.
Do it.
Claudia, you are so good at dancing. I think that she's the best dancer on our team.
That is a memory I would wish to erase. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified of you when I was in 8th grade because they put like the little like U15s on the same bus as the U19s, and I was like, oh my god, like, that's Claudia. Like, she's going to UNC. Like, guys, like, don't mess with her.
I remember meeting you at our visit at our ID camp in February. And I was like, hi, I'm Riley. And you were like, hey. Like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. But to me, I was like, this is Claudia Dickey.
Yeah.
This is the goalkeeper for UNC.
Dickey, something that most people don't know about you is that you have one of the biggest hearts that I've ever known. You are so caring, so loving, and you put on this front that is just so brave and so confident, and yet you have this soft side for especially the younger kids, I feel like. I know if something ever happened, you're gonna be the first one to text me, or the first one to call, or the first one that's at my house.
Dickey, I don't know if you remember, but I think during the start of the season, you sent me a really sweet text. And I think you could tell that I wasn't like in the best place, and your messages like meant the world to me. And I think that's such a good quality you have. You know when people are down and you know what they need to hear. Thank you for that very sweet message and always being there for me and this whole entire team.
I have a memory of a conversation I had with my mum. She was asking me if I was enjoying my time here. And oh my god, I can't even finish the sentence.
I couldn't.
And she said, like, who would you love spending time with? And I said, you, Claudia. She kind of said, oh, but isn't she graduating soon? And I hadn't really thought about it until then. And it made me really upset, and I couldn't work out why, because I'd known you a couple months. But I think the impact you've had on my first year here, I'll be forever grateful for.
You have such a kind heart, and I know at the beginning of the season this year, I was kind of struggling with some stuff, and you were like one of the only people to actually reach out to me and be like, hey, like, you got this, like, it doesn't matter what anyone else said. And I don't know if I ever told you, but that really meant a lot to me, and I'll actually never forget that. So
Before coming to UNC in January, I was so intimidated by you because you're like Claudia Dickey, like the starting goalie at UNC, and you like score PKs and everything. You can launch the ball all the way down the field. But when I got to know you, like we kind of have the same personality and like believe in the same things. And I really appreciate how like once we got to know each other, like how open you were.
Claudia, I just had to come out and say this, that I think that you're probably the coolest person ever. And yeah, in every aspect. I'm gonna miss inviting ourselves over to hang out with you all the time.
even when you don't want to.
Even when you don't want to, and we still forced you to.
Claudia, I think you come off as like this tough, kind of like hard exterior person, but deep down you're extremely kind and caring and selfless and always put others before yourself.
You make everything fun, Claudia.
It's true.
When I think of Dickey,
it's Dickey. Like, she loves everybody, you know, she's willing to do anything for anybody, and I truly love that about her.
I love giving you hugs, and I love you turning away like you don't want them, but I know that you want them, or at least I'm telling myself that you want them.
Claudia, I'm gonna miss you so much next year. Like, you've gotten me through so much more than you even know. You've been one of my closest friends for even before college, through national team camp, and I enjoy being in the back line and bickering with you or just listening to what you have to say, because most of the time you make me laugh on the field.
I don't think I've trusted someone on the field as much as I trust her. And so that's why when you say that I don't listen to you, me and Abby, we definitely are. Even if we don't show it.
They might not react, but they're listening.
You're just so calm all the time.
No.
And you're just like, you have so much swagger on the field, like catching balls with one hand. Like,
yeah, in a game.
Like, I could never.
I'm at practice playing center back. Never played center back in my life, and you're still nice about it. You don't make me feel like I suck at it.
One of my favorite memories is just freshman year, how you would pick me and Isabel up for practice every day in the car with Les, and we would drive down the back road and listen to music. Pretty much every day we did that.
Those rides were always the best.
Yeah, they were so fun.
Like, they were always so much fun. We'd always be like screaming out the windows, like listening to music.
You made us feel welcome and included, and you do that every day as a senior now. And we're gonna miss you so much.
It's really gonna be so different without you at goalie training next year. We're gonna like lose a little part of our core.
Yeah.
You have helped me a lot more than you know.
Brooke.
Brooke.
Hey, come here, Brooke, come here. We eating. I'm hungry. We're hungry. Let's go. Are we gonna eat? We're eating tonight. Let's go.
No, I might actually cry with Brooke. No, I'm actually gonna cry with Brooke. Dang it, I did not want to cry on the internet.
You're just probably one of the funniest like people I've ever met. Like, I feel like if I say something, like, it's like not funny, but like if you were to say it, it's like, oh, it's Brooke. Like, Brooke's hilarious. You
Yeah,
know?
like effortlessly cool and funny.
Brooke, your energy is so contagious. I love being on the field and just looking to the sidelines and seeing you and knowing that the other team has to deal with Brooke Bingham on the sideline.
Brooke, I think you made my freshman year so much better because I also didn't play very much my freshman year, but being on the bench with you and Casey was like a show in itself. Like, you guys made it so much fun.
When I think of Brooke, I think of one of my biggest role models and one of my biggest inspirations. I think when I was getting ready to come here, and even when I was younger, coming to camps and stuff, and I'd always just think she was one of the coolest people ever, and I always wanted to like get to meet her, but I was always like too shy to like actually talk to her.
She was cool.
She was like so cool.
Brooke, I remember the first time I ever met you, and that was on my unofficial visit as a little tiny freshman. And it seems literally like years ago, but you are the same person you were back then. Your energy, your positivity, your voice is like so positive, and it brings the best out of everyone you surround, and that is what I see out of Brooke Bingham, and that's what I wish I had.
Brooke and I have known each other for a really long time. We played Fusion together, and she was 2 years older and was really good. Like, the whole entire club, I feel like, looked up to her because they knew how good she was. I remember after I committed to UNC, and I like haven't really talked to Brooke that much, she came up to me and was like, I've been waiting for you to commit. Like, I'm so excited for you to come. Like, we're gonna have so much fun. And I remember that meant a lot to me, and I just couldn't wait to be at UNC with you.
Brooke, you're one of my favorite humans. You're one of my best friends in the entire world. I don't know where I would be without you. I don't know what type of person I would be without you. I don't even know if I'd be at UNC if it wasn't for you. My freshman summer, you really took me under your wing, and you kept me there for all 4 years. I know that I would have quit so much sooner and given up after my 3rd injury if it wasn't for you.
I don't know, you're just such a ball of energy, and to go through what you've been through and still be like that, like, you've got such a big future ahead of you, Brooke, and I mean that.
When you shared your letter in front of everybody, that really hit home with me and I think a lot of people, but it really made me realize we don't have that much time here, and so it's really important to build those relationships and build, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, genuinely. Oh my. Hell yeah. Do you want a party napkin? It's not, it's just when she said that. Like.
No, but it's really just about, like, this is our family. And it's sad to think that we have such limited time here, but like you were saying, the soccer memories will fade, and it's more about the relationships that we make. So that letter was obviously made me. But yeah, I really appreciated it.
You were always the first one to hype someone up and have their back, and I think that was a huge part of our success that year.
Brooke doesn't know this story, but she was one of the main motivators for me coming here as a player. When I was getting recruited, I watched her play in her sophomore season, and she, to me, represents Carolina. She embodies every piece of Carolina culture, resilience, strength, character, positivity. I wanted to be the next Brooke. I wanted to step on the field and make an impact like she did. I wanted to be on the bench and make the impact that she did, and still does to this day. Like, when she comes to practice, it's a noticeable change in energy between the group, not even with just the players, but with the coaches as well. In my eyes, she is who Carolina is and who all of us want to be.
Literally anywhere, you're probably one of the most fun people to hang out with and just be around, and I always feel so much better after hanging out with you, or just like literally sitting there and we could just sit there in silence and I'd probably still feel better after, because you just have the best energy, and I'm gonna miss that so much, and you're gonna be forced to come back and visit.
I look up to you. You're one of my biggest role models, and you always will be. I could talk forever about you, but if I had to say anything, I just hope the world can see how big your heart is. I hope they know how funny you are, and just what a quality person you are, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for being you.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, Mary Elliot. I love that woman.
Oh my god. I can talk about Mary Elliot.
We got the nuns. And me.
I think individually everyone puts this team together, but I would definitely call you the backbone of our team in a sense of maturity, I don't know, just respect you have for everyone.
Emmy, you've been my best friend for the past few years. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you, but I'm so proud of everything you've accomplished. Watched you grow so much and come back injury after injury and just be so strong and so positive about that. And I think you really inspired the whole team with just how resilient you are.
That is true. Like, I remember when I first came for summer school, I remember you like were one of the first people to reach out to do things like go get dinner or like hang out. And I remember like how much that meant to me, because I was like, wow, that's so sweet. Like, she barely knows me, but like wants to know that like she's there for me and everything.
When I first met you, my first semester, I think that you were one of the most welcoming people, and you always tried to include me. And that really meant a lot, because I didn't know a lot of people, and coming into college mid-year was hard, but you really made my first semester really fun, and you've been close ever since, and I'm so thankful for our friendship.
Emmy, like, I feel like she's always just been like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like the mom of the group, but kind of the mom of the group. She's there to answer the questions. She tells us about the unknown. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we've like learned about this year, or like our warm-up singing and the get out of here, like just different like traditions that we have that like no one really speaks of until it actually happens. And like Emmy's always the one to tell us like, oh yeah, this happens by the way.
You're one of the sweetest people on this team. I think coming in and being one of the new people on the team, you're one of the most welcoming.
Mary Elliot, when I think about you, I think about someone who's always showing up with a smile on their face, no matter the circumstance. You're there to have fun, and you're there for us, and that's what the Carolina family's all about.
We kind of like found out that we're similar, because a lot of times we say the same things,
Or like I'll say something, you're like, I was just thinking that, or you'll do the same thing.
Emmy, I think that one thing I'm gonna miss about you is no matter what type of stress I'm feeling, or if I'm feeling like really down, your like personality and just like all the jokes that you make and just the way that you come across to me is just so funny. It's so funny, and it makes me feel so much better, and it makes me feel so relaxed in like really high pressure situations. So I'm gonna miss that a lot.
And I remember all the team's first traveling, and I wasn't in the traveling roster, and I trained with you the whole weekend. But that weekend, like, obviously I love our travelings, but like that weekend with you, training with you, was like, it just made me feel so good, because like you were there every day when I was thinking like I just wanted to travel with the team, but then you make me feel that I'm still enough.
You're awesome to be around, and I wish that you were staying longer, and I wish that I would have taken these past years to even know you better, just because you're just such an amazing human and such an amazing person to be around.
I think your kindness towards me goes unmatched in the team. You don't have to say much to make me realise how much you care about everyone. When we were just away in Boston, you didn't know I was ill, and yet as soon as you did, every day you would check up on me and make sure I was alright.
Mary, Elliot, the past 2 years we've gotten to be really good friends, and you've been my warm-up buddy for the past 2 years, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do without you there. That's actually like the best part of practice, is just like coming and I get to warm up next to you and we just get to talk about everything, and like even if it's gonna be a hard day, 1v1 day, or we had a terrible day, like you're just always there to talk to me, and we'll always find something to smile or laugh about, and so I'll always be thankful for that, and I will definitely miss that next year.
We like hung out one night, like one of our first nights at college, and I remember the next day like calling my parents and being like, I love college, like this girl Mary Elliot was so nice, like, and so cool, like, and just like kind of, even though I had just met you, like took me under your wing that night, and it made like such an impression on me, which you probably didn't even
You're
realize.
the reason she loves college.
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome.
I've really seen your true self. You're loving, you're caring, you're compassionate. You're always like, you always have a positive mindset, and you always want to keep pushing. Like, you're such a competitor, and I love it, and it pushes me, and it pushes this whole team. So, love you, Mary Elliot, and I'm gonna miss our walks, and I'm gonna miss our talks, and I'm gonna miss you.
You're just gonna be there and support me and validate my feelings, and no matter what it's about, it could be about school, it could be about soccer, it could be about just life in general, and I just know that I can count on you, and you're always there for me, and I can always count on you giving me a hug too, which I really love at practice.
And even though you have your own struggles, you always find the time for somebody else, and I think that that's such an important quality of yours that I think is unique, and not a lot of people are able to do that just like how you do.
I'm just gonna miss you as a person, like our little dinner dates. We always sit together on the bus, online shopping together. Like I'm just gonna miss all of it so much.
Yes, we'll miss you so much.
Carly, I don't really even honestly know where to start with you.
If someone comes and pats me on the back, 99% of the time, it's Carly Wetzel.
I never call her Carly though. It's always Carlisle or Carl or Carlizzle.
Soon after you came in, Tori and I were sitting there talking, and then we invited you over to dinner. We were like, oh, I wonder if she's gonna say yes, because like we were nervous, and then you said yes, and you came over, and it was so fun, and then you left, and Tori and I were like, okay,
she's nice.
She's really nice, and we just want to be friends with her.
She's like secretly funny, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like she's like not openly funny, but when she'll like make comments that I've heard her say, and I'm like, oh, that was really funny.
You're just so authentically you all the time.
You are truly the nicest and most genuine person, and your presence is really gonna be missed.
I cannot like thank you enough about how opening and like friendly you were when all the freshmen first came in. Like I always felt so comfortable around you to talk to you, because I knew you were such a kind, sweet person. Like you were genuine with it all, and I cannot show you how much I appreciate that.
I feel like you are maybe the warmest person in the team.
You're so sweet and you're so funny, and I just really appreciate the times that you come up to me and like ask me like, hey, how are you doing? Like when I was going through my injury, like you were always asking me how things were going, how I'm feeling, and I really appreciate that a lot.
Carly, I think that you are one of the most selfless people that I've ever met. It doesn't matter what your job is for the day, you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it with a smile on your face.
Carly, I feel like we have a special Yellow House bond, and once we moved in, you've been one of my favorite people at UNC. I will forever be grateful for all of our late nights laughing and listening to Harry Styles.
After the Stanford game, when we won in overtime, I just remember everybody rushing out on the field. And I remember you specifically, Carly, like came up to me and gave me the biggest hug, and it just made me feel seen, and it really meant a lot to me.
After the game, I was so upset. Like I just walked there like alone, and I remember you just came to me and gave me like maybe the biggest hug I have ever had, and it just made me feel like I know you were there.
You are such a home for people to go and listen to and rant to, and I think that is extremely admirable, and you just inspire me every day because of the selfishness that you put aside and allowing us to come to you and confide in you, and I think that's a huge character trait that you hold so well, and it's so valuable to everyone on this team.
When you see me before practice or after practice, I don't know how you know I need it, but like, I swear you're on point with like the days you decide to just randomly give me a hug. And like, I can't tell you how thankful I am for that.
I've actually known Carly for a while. When she and I were 12, we went over to London together. It's kind of crazy how we played together like for a little bit when we were younger, and now we've both come from Maryland and play at UNC now, and just like how far we've come from that is pretty incredible.
Even though you weren't here all 4 years of your college experience, I think you really affected how this team and its culture came to be this year especially.
Carly, you are one of the sweetest, happiest humans I've ever met. You make practice a joy. I've never seen somebody kill themselves so much in practice. It doesn't matter what drill, you're always giving 100%, and it spreads throughout the team. When people see you do a tackle, everybody wants to step up to the level that you're at, and I just want to thank you for that. And thank you for checking up on me, checking up on everybody on the team, and also thank you for watching Luna. She loves you.
Carly, one of my favorite memories that I've had with you is I was driving home after weightlifting one day when the team was gone, and you asked me how I was doing, and that really meant a lot because like it's like you could tell that I needed help or just needed someone to talk to, and you're always there to help me, and like that's a special quality to have.
I just remember every practice, at least every practice, if you know, if I did something good, or you know, I just was having an off day, you were just always there to just even just pat me on my back, and that little like subtle thing, it might be super like small, but honestly like it goes a long way.
You are always willing to run with me after practice, so I'm always one of the ones who get up and do extra running practice, and Carly's always every day is the one that's like, I'm ready to go, like let's do this. And I'm really gonna miss that next year, because knowing that I have someone next to me who's not gonna stop and who's gonna push me.
I think we were able to relate to each other because it was kind of, we were both new and we were able to confide in each other. I'm really glad that I had someone to come with me and help me through this process and make me feel like I'm not alone.
I love you always say like, how's life? It's not how's soccer, because like there's more to life than soccer. And I think you just encapsulate that so well, and like you're there for every person on the team, and like you want to know them and you want to know their heart.
I just want to let you know that you are amazing and you're appreciated, and I just love everything that you've done for this team.
I'm so thankful for the human that you are, and I love you lots, and I'll miss you so much.
We're gonna miss you so much.
Rachael Jones, left side, best side for life.
I don't want you to leave.
If you're talking about someone who has no fear whatsoever, it's Rachael Jones. Literally zero fear in her.
There's no one I'd want more for our captain than you because of the confidence and the intelligence, and everything that you embody is just so strong and so resilient.
You are that captain. You're like the leader, and like the way you carry yourself, and like you just know that you have the ability to like accomplish anything you can if you put your mind to it. You can tell in the way you lead the team, the way you play soccer, the way you do a little walk before you go out and start. Like it's just like everything about you is just so within reason to like who you are.
When I was younger, I just used to remember like, in a way, like looking up to you even though I didn't really know you, just because I know that you were such a great player. Now that I, do know you and I got the time to know you, you are such a determined person. You truly are an inspiration to me, and I know you're an inspiration to others too. And I just want to let you know that I love you truly, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Rachel, you are actually the reason I go to therapy, but I mean that in a good way, because you were one of the first people I ever heard talk about going to therapy, and that gave me enough courage to go and do it myself, so thank you for that.
I'm really gonna miss you next year, Jens. Like, I'm gonna miss you making fun of me, and I'm gonna miss making fun of you too. Cox. Yeah. God. Like, every time she's like, Cox.
You really helped me last spring when I was going through my injury, and I just wasn't in the best place like mentally, and you really helped me get through that, and you checked in on me when nobody else was, so I just really want to thank you for that, and thank you for just stepping up and being just a great leader and showing me how to lead this team.
Jonesy, I remember like a couple weeks before I came in early in January, you texted me, and like before then I was like so intimidated by you, and because I just didn't know you and I saw what you could do on the field, so I was so intimidated by you. But when you texted me, just like welcoming me into like the UNC soccer program, that really helped a lot, and then I got to know you, and you're like one of the nicest people.
When I came in as a freshman, I had a really hard time, and you were always texting me and supporting me, and I really appreciate that, and I'll never forget when I would have my bad days. I knew that I could always count on you to pick me up, and I really appreciate that.
I will always remember, like, after we huddle up and break out, we always go up to each other and give each other like a knuckles, and we're like, let's go, like, we got this. And that's something I will always remember.
Coming in as a freshman, it was so nice to have a familiar face that I knew from back at home, and you just welcomed me in, and as a freshman it's hard, and you really made me feel like I belonged, and that you gave me that extra confidence of like, I know what you've done on the field, like you're a great player, like just bring that here, and that really helped me a lot. And so I hope that you know how much you've helped me since being here, and it's been awesome to get closer with you, get to know you, and to give you hugs all the time when you don't want them.
You showed me the ropes as captain and all that stuff, and you've really taken a very strong leadership role in this team, and I think a lot of people look up to you, respect you, and I know that's just gonna happen throughout your entire life, no matter where you are beyond soccer.
I feel like I could just tell you, like, deep down you were a genuine sweet person, and like you definitely are the more you get to know them, but I kind of like the hard exterior you have. We need someone like you on the team because like you're not afraid to voice your words, like you're not afraid to stand up to the coaches, and I think that is so important at the end of the day for people who are afraid.
Rachel, I think what I'm gonna miss most about you is how much of a team player you are, and I know we all have rough days, but you always are there to pick anybody else up, and even on your rough days you still show up with a smile on your face and still find ways to push our team and lead our team to success. And I think that that really brings our team together and makes us so much better when we have leaders like you.
Not only are you a captain on our team, you're also in freaking law school, which is just incredible. Yeah. And we are all like so proud of you, and yeah. It's like so awesome. We're so proud of you, and we know you're gonna have a successful future.
One thing I'll never forget is after I had a couple bad practices, a couple bad games, and like you just came up to me one practice and you just shook me and you were like, you are so amazing, like just get it in your mind. And so like you just really gave me the confidence that I've needed. If I had finally done well or something, you would be the first one to be like, that's who you are, like don't forget that. And so I will always be thankful for that and for those moments and for you always being there for me.
I think another word to really describe you is dedicated. I think people don't see the behind the scenes work that you do for this team, and also like juggling law school and playing soccer. You're just truly an inspiration to all of us to kind of pursue whatever we want to do in life and know that we can do things that are hard, and we can really make a difference in the world and on the soccer field. I think you're a really great example of that.
And I'm also going to miss our Wednesday Chick-fil-A college nights and Marley. I hope you guys come visit a lot. Even if she gets a haircut like that again.
We love you, Captain.
We do really love you, and we appreciate you day in and day out.
Dorwart.
Rachael Dorwart.
Dorwart?
Dorwart. Gray shirt for life. She was a gray shirt.
Oh. Yeah.
you like literally score in every game you're in. I think like during the tournament, I think you score in every game.
Yeah.
Like who does that?
All around you seem like such a put together person, and I feel like
I second that.
You know, she's very like her schoolwork. I feel like she's very intelligent.
She's so smart.
The NC State locker room where she was trying to gritty.
Yeah, you were trying to dance, and it was bad, but you did try, and that's all that matters.
You are one of the sweetest people I've ever met, and I feel like you're one of the hardest workers I've ever met. From like you having a rough year last year, and now like with how much you've like gone through and have pushed through things, and it's like really awesome to see.
I think Rachel is one of the most genuine people I know. I think she's been through hell and back, but you would never know it by the way she carries herself. You inspire all of us daily. You encourage us to take care of ourselves and to put our mental health first. And that really inspires me to be bold about my mental health.
Rachel, one thing that I have never told you is that I really looked up to you my first semester because you came in early just like me, and seeing how much the team embraced and loved you and always wanted you around really just made me feel like I was okay after like all the nerves I had coming in.
I remember when I first got here in January, and I just did not know anybody. And I remember being at practice, and we were doing Tolman for like one of my first times ever, and I had never done it before, and I didn't have a partner or anything, and Dorwart just came right up to me and she was like, "I'll be your partner." I think that shows so much about your character and so much about how caring you are.
I remember when I came in as a gray shirt, you were so welcoming, and I just appreciated that so much. And through my freshman year, you were always so kind, and like even when I struggled, you were always there, and like you always had something encouraging to say.
You're super quiet in the beginning. Like I thought you were like when I first met you were so quiet, and I was like, all right.
And then you'll like pop out with these funny jokes.
Then you say the randomest things, and they're so funny. And I like sit and think for a second. I'm like, yeah, wait, that's pretty funny. But
as a senior this year, Rachel, you've really stepped into like the leadership role, and I think the whole team's really appreciated that. Your voice, your attitude, your positivity, and it's really just spread throughout this whole team this year.
I remember very, very fondly. Everyone was kind of messing about because our heads just weren't in it, and I remember I was warming up next to you, and I just copied you, even if it wasn't the right exercises to what Heather was saying or what Rachel was saying. I was copying you because you were so focused, and from then I noticed that actually that's just you, Rach. Like everything you do, you have like a swag of maturity about you that I think is going to take you really far.
She takes the time to take touches on the wall beside everyone, and I've always noticed that out of the corner of my eye, and I think that just adds on to your part about professionalism. She does everything, the little things to a T, which is why she's like such a great player.
I think that, Rachel, you're extremely inspiring because I know you've been through a lot, and just your ability to stay positive and continue to have a smile on your face is so admirable.
Also the fact that you just scored game time goals for us. Like, you are such an inspiration for me being a forward, and I just look up to you so much.
One thing that really meant a lot to me was your willingness to get to know our freshman class this year. I can speak for all of us. I know it made us feel very welcome, and it made us feel like a big part of the team, so thank you for that.
You always giving it your all to include like every single freshman and everything. It never goes unnoticed, and I think you have taken us all under your wing, and it's meant so much.
Seeing like what type of season you had coming back from your injury and all the obstacles that you overcame, it was crazy to see like how like powerful you were, and I think that really inspired me, like having my surgery too, and seeing that you're doing better than what you were before, and I think that you just have grown so much, and that kind of inspired me to keep pushing too, even through everything.
Good luck, and thank you.
Seniors, you will forever have a special place in our hearts.
You will be missed.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything that you've done for us, because I'm going to cherish it forever.
And if you thought college soccer was stressful, Just good luck. Good luck in the real world. You've got this.
Mwah.
You guys truly are the best, and we are so blessed to have gone so many years with you. But we will try to continue your legacy and lead like you guys did.
And we're gonna miss you guys so much.
We love you, seniors.